Okay, yeah, let's record this. This is probably as middle of the table as we can get.
What episode are we on?
This is gonna be episode.
Episode 4?
Yep.
Okay.
I have good memory.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought we just like.
What happened to the microphone that we had?
That's good.
It didn't really work. It only caught like one person's voice.
I gotta dig through all my boxes. And
The
find
snowball one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I still have stuff at my sister's place that's for our house.
All right. Did you press record?
Yep.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Right Stuf Anime Podcast. Today it's April 18th, 2019, and we're coming to you from our corporate headquarters located in Grimes, Iowa. On today's podcast, we'll be talking about what we've been up to, the conventions we've been to, as well as the ones coming up, and we're going to play a cool game. So let's get started.
It's Right Stuf, episode 4. And it's Thursday.
Yeah.
Thanks for the applause, guys.
Yeah, we'll cut it out.
Support where we can.
So, yeah, we got some stuff to talk about today with you guys, who's ever listening out there.
Hi, Mom.
Hello, Mom. I hope it's just not our moms, but
I'm sure.
But I guess I want to just start off with what we've been doing recently, and what we've been doing is traveling.
Travel.
Yes.
Conventions.
Yes, it is very much convention season. While we're getting ready to record this, I think SoccerCon is starting tomorrow, which is one of the bigger ones at the beginning of the year. Probably going to be a lot of big announcements tomorrow. Aniplex, Funimation, a lot of the studios usually use this time to make their announcements of what they license, what's coming out. It's usually pretty exciting.
That's great.
Yep. And I know we made an announcement at NakaCon back in Kansas City.
Yes.
We're releasing basically the final part of the Gundam Origin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll finally get those last couple of episodes. I'm super excited. I really enjoy like going back to Universal Century and like basically seeing all the old characters and now, but like with modern day animation. It's great.
Yeah, it's a great way to fill in the backstory of the original series because as fun as it still was very much a show of its time. It's from the 70s, so definitely a lot of the characters were a little bit one note, and this gives a lot of nice fleshing out to some of those characters where it's like, I'm not just the cartoonish villain, I actually have a family and a backstory that actually means something, and so I think that's something beautiful that series did.
Mm-hmm. I agree very much.
And that was we announced that at NakaCon in Kansas City, and that was your first time there?
Yeah. Yep, that was the first time I've ever been to Kansas City, first time I've ever been to a convention of any kind, so I got to experience a lot of stuff in just a couple days. You know, I just never realized how many people cosplayed when they went to conventions.
Oh, it's a
It was-
lot.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's my experience when I went. My first time was, I'm a little bit of a shy person, so to me, cosplaying, I get kind of self-conscious.
Are you really shy?
Yes, I am. But
He ain't
when you
shy
walk
around me.
when you walk around a convention, you feel out of place if you're not in cosplay. Because
Exactly.
when you're dressed in normal street clothes, you don't feel right walking around everybody else that's dressed up.
Yeah, it's like
I've been going to conventions for about 10, 15 years, and I don't know. It's a culture shock the first time you go. I've never cosplayed; it's never been my thing. But I mean, cosplay is a huge part of the community of conventions. Cosplay masquerades usually take place on Saturday, where people that show off their cosplays, and we see they always have different levels. Like they have the beginners, intermediate, and the experts, and it is pretty amazing to see some of the experts. I mean, I would like to think we have a girl here named Jocelyn. She's pretty much an expert. She built her own Gundam cosplay that she actually gets in, and it is absolutely incredible. I'm pretty sure we've featured it a couple times on our social media pages.
Yeah.
She
and
got
stuff like
featured in someone took a picture of her at ASUN last year, and she got featured in one of the website blogs.
and
It was an AX, right?
yeah, AX.
Or was it AX?
It was
My
AX.
bad, it was
No,
an AX.
She actually got featured on the live stream at AX.
Yeah.
It's the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So no, she does really great designs on just very knowledgeable of how to like build like make a Gundam costume or cosplay. The next one that we went to after that was Anime Detour. No, you and I went. And I, Thomas.
Yes, it was my first time back at Detour since I think 2013, and they're in a new hotel, the Hyatt in downtown Minneapolis. Very beautiful hotel. Convention, like as many people as they have attending there, the hotel really does a really good job of getting everybody in there, and there's still like kind of space, which I know with a lot of conventions they try to cram as many people they can into a small hotel. This hotel got a lot of floors, a lot of room to fit everybody in there, and dealer's room was great. We were in there slinging our Right Stuf products and meeting the customers. So I've always liked Detour. It's one they do a lot with AMVs as well too. I think the creator of the AMV website, anime music video website, is out of Minnesota or was out of Minnesota. So they do a lot there where they show some of the greatest AMVs ever made, and the contest is always great. So great late night panels. Yeah, Detour has always been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it's my second time going, and it's also my first time going back to the new location down in downtown. I agree, it is spacious, and there's just a lot of things to do for like everyone there. It's also the first time I ever went to the artist alley, and enjoyed talking to all the different artists, seeing like their designs. I didn't get like my nap shirt. There was a nap like sweater there. Yeah, that I really wanted.
I remember the sweater vendor. Yeah.
So that was really great for me to go for the first time and kind of just see everyone and talk to everyone on the booth, and I had a great time meeting everyone there.
No, I always end up spending a lot of money in the artist alley because I
know
love
you
to see the.
I saw you.
Yes, I like to spend a lot. I like to get a lot of prints and stuff like that of my favorite shows, and some of the things that the artists do there are just absolutely incredible. So.
There was another person that was with us, Brian. He was trying to hold himself back to go back to the artist alley because he kept wanting to buy like everything there because all the designs were great.
Yeah,
so.
I like too that they had the artist alley and the vendor room separate as well. It can be really, really, really crowded when they put the artist alley inside the same room as the vendor hall. So having them separate, I think, kind of cleared up a little bit of the congestion you can sometimes have there.
Yeah, it's great. And so what's next on our agenda is ASEN.
Yep, in Chicago. I love ASEN. ASEN was my first big convention I ever went to, so ASEN is great. Expo, we don't go as a company to Expo, but me and Jake, who's been on this podcast, and our president, Sean, head there, but we meet with a lot of the industry, so I don't want to say we don't have fun there, but it's a lot of business for us.
Oh, yeah.
So ASEN, to me, is like the big con that we get to go to. Even though we are selling there, we still get to kind of let loose and have a little bit of fun. So, and it's a big convention, a lot of industry there, so it's a really good time.
And then we'll be having another panel there as well, and we're doing that one, just
the one panel,
right? Okay.
Yeah, NakaCon we did
free.
Well, we did like four.
Oh, my bad. It was four. Yeah,
Thomas, you had to do the quiz show too.
Yeah, I did 4 panels there, and I learned my lesson. It is very stressful to have 4 panels to do. One of them was an interview with a Japanese speaker too. So it's all. As much as you go to a panel and you sit there and you enjoy it, the people behind it they put a lot of time in there. So doing 4 of them, that was a lot. So I'm good with just doing the one.
And then speaking of panels, you also helped me out in Anime Detour with my panel. I wasn't I was part of a panel that hentai or anime.
Oh yes.
So we had to guess clips whether it was hentai or anime.
Yeah.
And Thomas was out there in the audience.
I was trying to give you signals of
Well, I didn't even need his assistance. I won.
You did win, yes. But my awkward knowledge of really old anime, they were showing a lot of stuff from the 80s there that I know what it was, and I was like, oh, it's not hentai, it's just terrible.
So I thought this was a trap. I still remember this was a clip. There's girls screaming, and there's a bunch of tentacles around. And I thought this was a trap, and I said it was anime, and I was wrong. And I was like, "Come on, Jenny, come on."
It's the rule of tentacles. If it's tentacles, it's probably hentai.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, even though there's probably examples you can find that aren't, but for the most part, if you see a tentacle, You're gonna probably lean
Safe
a
to
little bit more.
assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was sad was I didn't think I was gonna get picked. 'Cause he's like, you in the back, and I'm like.
I think he was just happy that a female raised her hand.
Yeah, they were all happy.
Okay, wait a minute, hold up. I was not the only female that raised my hand. There was girls up in the front that shot
But
their
then
hand
again,
up.
we were in all the way in the back, so I didn't see them. But he like saw you and was just like,
No, he was
Please.
like, you.
Yeah.
And I was like, great. And I was up there for
I
an
don't-
hour, but yeah.
yeah, I think we very much thought that many people are going to get to brought up and play the game, but it was 2 contestants for an hour. So it was.
No, the other guy that I was with, he was great.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, me and him actually kind of helped each other out. And then there was audience sort of participation, but
Yeah.
they got, you know.
It was a very small room, and the acoustics weren't great, and for a lot of people, it was really hard for them to see. So that was the only negative side of it. But congratulations on winning the
Thank you.
Champion in our presence.
What kind of prize did you win?
Okay, it was a badge. It's an Anime Detour. It was like their logo. It was like one of their patches.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did it say hentai on it?
No, it did not. I just.
Hentai star.
Were you listening?
I know.
Were you listening to me?
I was.
Let me tell you what it was. It was an Anime Detour like patch that I got. I still have it at my desk. If you really want to look at it.
I think they should have put hentai champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too because I literally did it without assistance.
Yeah. I tried to help.
It was.
Good to have skills.
It was just too much.
Yeah.
Okay, so so come and see us at the next one for the Anime Central. Thank you for helping me, or ASUN. We love to see all your faces. Love to see all your cosplay. We love to meet you, talk to you. We will be there, and that is on the weekend of May.
Middle of May. I know it's the middle weekend.
I think it was May 17th, 18th, that weekend.
Yeah. Where does it go to Wikipedia?
We're gonna Wikipedia this, everyone. Thank you.
At least we're not eating.
It's going to be
17th,
the
you
weekend of the 17th, so right in the middle of the month.
Okay,
So
that's good. All right, so what should we do next?
How about we play a game?
Oh dear.
Okay. No, I'm okay. I'm okay with game. I'm cool with games. Does everyone want to play a game today?
sure.
Just to like wake
Yeah.
us up.
I have no idea what it is, but
Yes, you
let's
do.
do it.
You have my outline from Google Docs. You know what it is.
I saw when I first thought it was play a game.
I thought that was a reference to like war
I
games
did
or
not just
something.
leave
But I
play
like to be
game.
I like to be surprised because
We're gonna play bridge today.
Actually, we had that
I'll
bridge
deal.
book for free.
Oh yeah, we had that sitting in the
Oh,
break room
gosh.
for like 2 weeks.
So there's this book, Easy Way to Play Hard Bridge, or whatever title we call it, and it's just it has a free sticky note on it, and it's just been sitting at our lunch tables for the past week or so.
I like how no one has picked it up.
Yeah.
No one's bothered to
nobody's
take it home.
Nobody's willing to throw down with the grannies that will just dominate us in that game.
Anything else you leave in that break
Apparently-
room that says free gets taken within about 6 seconds, and that book's been there.
Maybe it was a
I
test.
mean, kind of like if it's a free manga, that takes priority. So, okay, so the game that we're playing is, everyone knows there's these extremely long titles in,
Yeah.
that we see them,
Oh yeah, all the time.
and I always have to double check all my spellings and all that stuff and punctuation. So we have these extremely long titles, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go around and see who can say. There's like a list of titles that our wonderful staff member gave us. There's a list of these long titles that we're gonna say in 30 seconds, and see who can do that
Okay.
over these 2 pages of long titles.
Do we know how many titles we
I
have?
don't think I
Just
explained
off
that
the
right.
head?
Someone explain that for me.
40?
I think 40 was the
Yeah,
list.
40.
Yeah.
Yep, so we've
I
got
don't
40
think anybody's
titles,
gonna get
and we're
that.
trying to list as many as we can
In 30
30
seconds.
seconds.
Okay. So who wants to go first?
I mean, you've got the sheets already.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I go first.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go first. Give it to me. Let's see what we got here.
Give it to the
Okay.
shy guy.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. How you want to do this? You're going to start? I'm just going to start reading. Okay. Let's see. Okay, that time I got reincarnated as a slime. World end. What do you do at the end of the world? Are you busy? Will you save us? The Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt about treason. Do you love your mom and her multi-hit target attacks?
Wow.
Defeating a demon lord is a cinch if you've got a ringer. A hero and his elf bride opened a pizza parlor in another world. My youth romantic comedy is wrong, as I expected. No matter how I look at it, it's your guys' fault I'm not popular. I've been killing slams for 3,000 years and maxed out my level.
Okay.
We got it. That's time.
I think part of the challenge is keeping the straight delivery while you're doing that.
So some of these are funny.
Like, it's one of those things where it's like, try not to laugh almost, too. It's just like,
How many was
oh,
that?
man.
Let's
See,
try.
Jeff's
pretty
got
good.
totaling scores up.
Let's try and count. So we've got. He went to where?
I didn't go specific. I kind of skipped a couple.
You still did good though.
Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Here, I can give it a try.
4. Okay.
Am I reading from the same spot he was at, or?
Yeah, you start from the top.
Okay. Ready? Okay. That time I got reincarnated slide. World end. What do you do at the end of the world? Are you busy? Will you save us? The Genius Prince Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt. How about treason? The Genius. Do you love your mom? And her 2 hit multi-target attacks. Defeating the demon lords a cinch if you got a ringer. The hero and the elf's bride open a pizza parlor in another world. Mobile Suit Gundam, the origin chronicle of Char and Scylla. The youth romantic comedy is wrong as I expected. No matter how I look at it, your guy's fault. I'm not popular. Hakume and Michiko, tiny little life in the woods. I am killing.
Oh.
10. You got 10.
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad.
Dang.
So if somebody wants to start from the bottom, we can get to hear more of the.
Yeah.
I was about to
Okay,
say,
I'll go ahead and do that.
I see these titles all the time. So, like,
So you're just
merchandising.
like-
Yeah. I've typed many of these way too many times to count.
Okay. All right. I'll just start and then get the timer going. Okay. Blank canvas, my so-called artist's journey. Today's menu for the Emilio family. The night is short walk-on girl. Secretly, I've been suffering about being sexless. Kariko, get better breakfast with spirits. Precarious woman, executive miss, black general. Sacrificial princess, and the king of beasts. The magic in this other world is too far behind. Dragon Ball, that time I got reincarnated as Yamcha. Problem children are coming from another world. I married my best friend and shut my parents up. My next life as a villain, that's all lead to doom. The survived alchemist was a dream of a quiet town life. Fireworks, should we see it from the side or the bottom? Reborn as a vending machine. I now wander the dungeon. How a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom, and another
there we
world
go.
was my smart
15.
Damn.
Oh my goodness.
I've
Round
been
of applause.
I've been watching a lot of Tatami Galaxy, so I've had some training.
All right, so I think I might start from the top of page 2, so that way we get a little bit of flow too. So,
Okay.
breathing practices. Okay, should I get my focus? Are we ready? All right, here we go. The hero is overpowered but overly cautious. Didn't I say to make my abilities average in the next life? In another world in my smartphone, how a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom. Reborn as a vending machine, I now wandered the dungeon. Fireworks, should we see it from the side or the bottom? The survive alchemist or the dream of quiet town life? My next life is a villainess, all routes lead to doom. I married my best friend to shut my parents up. Problem children coming from another world. Dragon Ball, that time I got reincarnated as Yamcha. The magic in this other world is too far behind. Sacrificial princess and the king of peace. Precarious women, executive miss, black general. Kakurio, bed and breakfast for spirits. Secretly, I've been suffering about being sexless. The night is short. Walk on, girl. The day's menu for the MMO. Did I hit this?
16.
Blank canvas.
16.
16.
You should have just said sold for $1 million. You really sound like an auction.
I host a pub quiz as a side gig once a week, so I talk in front of a lot of people a much. That wasn't a sentence. In front of a bunch of people a lot. Good Lord, you'd think I'd be good at it, but I did okay there at least.
No, you did really good. What was that number?
16.
16.
Yeah, he beat me.
Yeah, what? All day.
All day.
Guys, I'm like nervous.
You're among greatness.
All right.
You got this.
Okay, ready? Here we go. I just saw the first one. I'm like, hell no. I'm just gonna pass. I can follow up.
Coward.
Come on, at least try the longest ones.
Try the longest ones. Okay. All right, here we go.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to do this. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. World end. What do you do at the end of the world? Are you busy? Will you save us? The Genius Prince Guide to Raising a Nation Out of a Dead. How about treason? Do you love your mom? Do you love your mom and her 2-hit multi-target? Damn it! Defeating the demons, lords of cinch. If you got a ring. The hero and his elf bride open a pizza parlor in another world. Mobile Suit got in the origin chronicle of Shore and Sailor. My youth romantic comedy is as wrong as I expected. No matter how I look at it, it's your guys' fault. I'm not popular. I'm been killing slimes for 300 and maxed out my level.
There we go.
9.
Not bad.
That was a tongue twister.
Those are fun.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well,
I
Some
don't know
of
who
those
comes
names
up
just
with those
crack me
names.
up. Like, I need to read "Do You Love Your Mom" or "2-Hit Target Attack" just
Someone
because
did a
that
review
name
on
sounds
that.
amazing.
Did you do a review on that?
no,
Who did a
no.
review? Did you do
One
I
of our
did not,
merchandisers did. One of our merchandisers.
yeah, it's on our blog.
Andrew did.
I guess like out of this list, how many have we?
I've done a review for Hero and his Elf Bride Order. Opened a pizza
Was that
parlor
on
in
the
Another
list?
World.
Oh, okay.
And I also did Reborn as a Vending Machine. Now I Wander the Dungeon. Like, I don't read a lot of manga, but when I see these outrageous titles, it almost makes me have to read them. Like when the chance comes up, I'll do a review on them just to see what they're about.
Yeah.
I feel like I took the coward's way out when my first book I reviewed that is coming up is Penguin Highway. That's 2 words.
that's two.
It's
less.
really easy to
Can you
say.
say it like really fast?
Like
over
Penguin
and
Highway, Penguin Highway, Penguin Highway, Penguin Highway, Penguin Highway, like that.
Yeah.
Just on and on. That's 5 minutes of the show. It's just gonna be me losing breath and dying.
That'd be sweet.
Wow, I'm hurt.
The one that I have read is can't really say it correctly, so don't. It's
Don't.
like Machi Moho.
Don't at us.
Which one?
This one, it's like I messed up and made the wrong person into a magical girl.
Machi Maho.
Machi Maho.
That was an anime.
Yeah.
Machi
They
Maho.
made it
What?
into an anime, I thought.
Oh man, if
I
they
think it's
have.
being
Well,
made
I
into
think
one.
I think there's been premises.
Oh, they
Oh,
are
yeah.
actually
Yeah,
thinking about it?
I think
Okay.
there's been premises that have followed that same idea of a boy that gets turned into a magical
Oh,
girl.
well, this is actually more like Sailor Moon, but like curses and swearing and blood and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's kind of like,
She's like the reluctant magical
Jessica
girl.
Jones, that kind of anti-hero, kind of I don't want to
Mhm.
save the world, but I have to because
Mhm.
I guess I care kind of attitude. But that's the one that I enjoy the most reading, and I'm actually reading the second manga of that. And the cover of the books are fabulous. I think they draw in such a way where she's like a very dark person, but actually add a lot of like glamour with it. I don't know how to explain it. Like, first cover is like a hot pink with dark shadows, and then the second one is this deep kind of gold cover that, I don't know, I guess it has a nice like booty shop.
Does she have like a transformation process that she goes through every time, or is she always the?
She goes through
magical
this
girl?
like transformation process that's really funny. It's like she gets really angry, and the transformation process doesn't involve like sparkles or glitter. It just involves like dark smoke. But it's like beautiful, like how they draw it.
Yeah.
I can't even, me explaining like artwork sucks. You just need to read it in order to, you need to read it and you have to like see it.
Yeah.
But it's just a different kind of take on the transformation. It's not all about the prettiness, the magicalness.
Is that like a 16+ title?
Yes, it is.
It is,
Yeah.
okay.
The second book on the back cover, I mean, it's a little risque. There's a woman that's, it's like her enemy,
Okay.
but it's like her
Okay.
backside is showing.
Uh.
I mean, it's covered enough, so it's fine. Like, but
Yeah.
it's 16+. Thank you for bringing that up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean it's 16 plus anyway, so you better know what you're getting into.
Anyone else? Any of these other titles?
I mean,
Oh man, I really need to read that Pizza Parlor one.
I've read-
that one's been tempting me.
I've
yeah.
read none of them.
The pizza
That's
Parlor
okay.
one is really good.
I think that the longer the title, the more I decide not to do it.
See, we're the exact
And-
opposite.
And also, a lot of them are isekais, and I'm pretty done with isekai for a little while.
Yeah, I'm kind
Yeah,
of over
that's fair.
Isekai too, but at the same time, there's pizza,
Yeah.
and I love pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine like
You're just like,
imagine like the
No.
typical expansion, like sees like like country expansion story, but instead of a country, it's just pizza franchises.
I'll stick to my one or two or three word
so,
titles.
what are you reading? Let me ask you this. What's on your list? What are you reading? What have you read?
What am I reading right now? I've read a little bit of this. I think it was either this week or last week. The Space Battleship Yamato.
Okay.
Classic hardcover finally came out from Seven Seas. There was a couple delays on it. I've been a big fan of all those. The Harlock, the Devilman. It's, you can always tell that, it is older stuff like that, but it's really cool to see where a lot of ideas have come from. Like, Space Battleship Yamato was big, this epic space opera.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things have come before it, and we've gotten those, the new Space Battleship Yamatos that Funimation's been releasing too. So it's really nice to go back and kind of look at that and see the beginning of it. Like with Devilman 2, when the hardcover came out, I had just got done watching Devilman Crybaby, and I started picking up the hardcovers and stuff like that. So
I'm still not over it. I love that.
No,
one. Love it.
It's probably my favorite thing of like the last, I don't even know what this is going to be called, because we had like the 80s and 90s. Then we had the aughts, and then we're going to call them the 10 aughts, the 20 aughts. Like,
I just don't care, because I'm like, sure.
Last 10 years, though, Devilman Crybaby's at the top for me, so that was incredible. But no, that's kind of what I've been reading. Other than that, I usually try to watch at least the first and second episode of every simulcast thing that comes out to kind of pick what I'm going to watch. Yeah,
nice.
It's it takes a while.
Well,
But the good thing is this season there's actually almost 20 or 25% less stuff. That the production kind of went down in Japan. I don't know if it has to do with like there's been a big talk about how the conditions for a lot of the animators and stuff like that in Japan.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that the production going down as much as it did is part of that, but there's no way for me to know exactly for sure. But in a way, sometimes I find more stuff to watch this season than last season, and there's less stuff this season, so it's kind of nice.
Plus, part of that might be is if they're getting concerned about the working conditions, if they're going to get more rest and stuff, we're going to get more quality product out of this.
I sure hope so.
And so, like, the shows will get even better than they already are, and so that could be a good thing. That just there's less, but it's also more good. I know it's not proper English, just felt like saying it that way.
Yeah, the conditions that a lot of those animators have to go through is really, really depressing and sad.
Yes,
and they barely get paid anything. They work outrageous hours, and
when I saw what it was equivalent, like for their salary, like the yen, and then equivalent it to the U.S. dollars, I just couldn't believe the amount that I was seeing. When
they're
I was
basically
reading those
almost
articles.
working like restaurant workers would work, but no tips.
Yes,
like,
that's a good way to put it.
A lot of people who bartend and serve, they live off their tips almost, because they only get paid like $4 something an hour, and like for them that's basically almost kind of like what they're doing, but they get no tips.
Right.
And then people decide
like they don't get bonuses.
Yeah.
Which is mind blowing.
Some big thing needs to happen over there. Hopefully, I mean, some kind of strike of some sort. And I know it'd be kind of bad for our industry, but there's still plenty of old stuff that people could watch while they got that all separate, fixed up, and got these people paid what they need to pay.
Right.
It'll be time to catch up on a few things.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I got a backlog, so I wouldn't be too angry.
Yeah.
It's a short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain.
Yeah. But since we're on the note about talking about different titles, are we currently watching anything right now?
Oh man,
I've watched like a lot.
Why not? But, yes, I know that. Thank you.
I can tell you what I've liked the most.
Thank you.
Yes. My favorite thing is Demon Slayer. I'm a huge UFO Table fan. They've done all the Fate stuff.
Yeah.
They've always been known for their great animation and stuff like that. So this is the first time that they've taken on a shonen title. And I was pretty excited when I heard this announcement, and I saw some previews of the lush animation in it. And so far, so good. I read the manga, too. I've seen a couple complaints that they think it's moving a little slow and not much is happening. The next 3 episodes are going to change the way people are thinking about it. But it's really good. You can read I think we've got 5 volumes of the manga out here in the U.S., and it's currently there on the Shonen Jump app too. And from what I've been reading in the Shonen Jump app, I think it's almost reaching the end of the story.
Whoa.
It's not going to be a long,
That's cool.
One Piece 1,000 chapters. I think it's going to be like a good
upsetting.
200 chapters. So, but no, it's a great series. It looks awesome, and it's streaming just about everywhere. And then I don't know. I'm also watching Fruits Basket. Never read the manga. Hated the original series. Really, really, really love this one.
This is the first time I've heard someone say, I hated the original series.
Yeah.
I did not
First
like
time.
it. Did not like it. It just was not for me. Maybe I didn't catch it at the right time.
You thought it was cheesy, or what did you
I
like
wasn't a
about
big
it?
fan of the animation, I guess.
Oh, that was it? Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know. But this one is great. My wife is a giant Fruits Basket fan, and the only complaint that she's had so far is that they are cutting some stuff from the manga, and it's the comedy stuff. Like the one part that she talked about in specific was there's a scene. I can't remember what the main character girl's name is. This is how you can tell I'm not a huge fan. But she moves in with the Zodiac gentleman, and she cleans. There's a scene where it shows how dirty it is in their kitchen and living area. And there's like a whole thing in the manga about her going to town and cleaning it all up. And it's done for like comedy. It's really funny. And like they skip over that whole part in the anime. And my wife like out loud said, "Oh no, they skipped over like one of the best parts." So I guess the only complaint I've heard from a hardcore fan is that they're skipping over a little bit of the comedy. But the emotion's there. The animation's good. And yeah, I'm gonna probably watch the whole thing. So
I'm on the same page as you. Like I remember seeing it, but I don't remember like being in love with it. But I haven't watched like the new one yet. So, but I'm also not like a deep fan. And her name is also Toru Honda.
Oh,
Toru. Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, yeah, like I said, this is coming from a person who just wasn't a fan. Yeah, and then when it became big too, I wasn't really a huge anime fan, so I didn't get struck with it like at the same time as everybody else. So when I was really getting the anime, it was like, oh, this is one of the old shows you should watch, and like, I guess I kind of put it like, I didn't have my nostalgia glasses on, like a lot of the first things you watch, like for people in the 80s, like there's certain 80s movies that people love, like people love the Goonies because I used to watch it all the time on VHS. And like I didn't see the Goonies until I was in my 20s, and it just didn't do the same thing for me. Like I don't think
you just, like you said, you
yeah.
just didn't have that kind of remembering of like how old you were and like the magical aspect of it.
But yeah, I'm the same way with The Princess Bride. I missed out on that one as a kid, and people are like, "Oh, As You Wish" and Buttercup, and I'm like, I mean, I get the references because I'm caught up on pop culture, but outside of Andre the Giant, there's nothing there that really clicks with me.
Yeah, but I've always heard the manga is amazing, and it's probably still the way to go about it. And I'm one of those people that if I start the anime and I haven't read the manga, I'm gonna watch the anime first, and I'll go back and read the manga. Yeah. So I'll probably go that way about it. So
I don't know about, I'm kind of scared of all these Fruits Basket fans coming out and be like, you're not.
Where did you all come from?
Like, where were you at?
I love seeing fandoms do that. Like, I always think of like those times where like we used to be in a state where what is going to come out and save anime. But I think we've finally gotten past that point. Like back in the early 2000s, Madoka Magica is going to save anime. Attack on Titan is going to save anime. My Hero Academia is going to save anime. But now we're finally at a point where I think it is part of popular culture now. So people aren't looking for that thing to save anime.
And you can kind of say, publicly that you enjoy anime without being stoned. So, and I was literally stoned.
Yeah. But no, I mean, you see NFL players and people like. You'd see touchdowns that relate to Naruto and
touchdowns,
super Saiyan
pro wrestlers who do the
stuff like
fusion dance when they come in the ring.
So, it is part of the popular.
It's just
culture
accepted now.
Yeah,
and I wish I was back in my young days. Not now as an adult. Adulting's hard.
It can be. Yes.
Anyone watching One Punch Man? No.
It's a Hulu exclusive, so I have to sit it out for now.
I'm watching it. I am not bothered by the animation like everybody else is. Everybody is like...
Okay, so I'm there.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, like, it's not Madhouse anymore, so it's not good. I'm like, but the story's still there. And
I know, that's what I was thinking, but I was watching it with my boyfriend. He said, I am not liking this animation style. I'm like... What's wrong with the... Okay, but the story, it's still funny. Like, you still get the same kind of, like, feelings for the characters.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you there.
I will always take story over the way something looks any day of the week. Even if it doesn't have the best animation in the world, if it has a story that really pulls me in, yeah, I'm going to watch it.
I was about to say, like, I used to work in a comic shop, and that was, like, one of the things is, like, yeah, you like the art style, guess what? It's going to change in about a year and a half when the artist goes off to do something else. And so, like, I feel it's akin to that, where it's, like, as long as you like the source material, you should be fine. Like, the writing's still good. It just looks a little bit different. And, hey, you might end up liking that style more than the first style.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, Madhouse is a great studio. They did an awesome job with the first season, and I think it's JC Staff that is doing the second season of One Punch, and it isn't up to how great the first season was, and it won't be, unfortunately. But we're still getting an adaptation of the story, so I'm happy. So.
And did you read the manga?
Yes.
How do you feel about that? About the manga, like for the anime versus the manga?
Yeah, I mean they're going pretty directly off the manga.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's they just the very first episode of the second season was about the hero King, which is he's one of the characters that he's been in areas where great epic things have happened, and he's always standing after it happens. So he's always been interpreted as like one of the greatest heroes ever, but he has no superhero ability whatsoever. He just gets lucky that other people show up and win the day. And the joke is, to me, the joke is really funny. And then Saitama kind of like going into his apartment and kind of like confronting him like, you don't have powers, do you?
Exactly, yes. But he feels bad about it. Like he feels like he's kind of worthless.
Yeah, but like Saitama, I always like the character of Saitama. I know he's kind of played as a joke, but like he's very much a you do you bro kind of person, and that's kind of like what I've always kind of like, especially with like the King thing. Like, doesn't it bother you that like you're a fraud? And then like he's like very blatant about it, and then King's like, well, yeah. He goes like, well, if you can live with yourself, that's cool. I gotta go. Like, and I like that humor.
I kind of get a little bit. I'm like, come on, dude, don't be.
But like a lot of things, like.
But it's like that's the humor of it.
And then Genosis is like. He's like, he wants to be the hero. Like, he should basically be the main character of the story.
Right, but he's not.
It's
like, he's kind of like the righteous, like the one that you should probably seek advice and that you should look up to, but he's just like, no one cares.
And like I said, I just love the humor of it, so I'm gonna watch all the second season, and the animation's not gonna bother me, so.
Okay, fair. That sounds great. We are not bothered by the animation of One Punch Man. Is there any other things that we want to talk about that we're excited about?
So the director of Revolutionary Girl Utena has a new anime coming out this spring. It's called Sarah Zanmai. I haven't been able to see it because I don't have Crunchyroll Premium. But let's just say that it's a very unique looking show, and the director's vision is very much on display there. So I'm looking forward to watching it when it comes out. When I'm able to see the first episode, probably tomorrow or something, and looking forward to some more deep zaniness from the Utena director.
If you do not like abstract things, and if you don't like abstract things on top of abstract things,
this is like a warning commercial for like
I liked the first episode, and I liked Penguin Drum. If you could not get into Penguin Drum, please do not even try this one. This one's gonna be even worse than Penguin Drum. My wife got up like 5 minutes into it and was like, no, this isn't. And it's not for everyone. His stuff is very abstract, and like if you don't get,
so it's more abstract than Walk On Girl.
Yes.
Yes. What I have seen of it, very much, yes.
But like Revolutionary Girl 10 was one of my favorite anime of all time.
Gotcha.
And like that was like his level of abstraction is growing over the years. Like it's getting weirder and weirder, and I think I think he's gonna keep going until like people don't give him projects anymore. And he's just gonna see like, let's see how far I can go with this.
How old is he?
Ikahara is, I think he's in his 60s.
All right,
60s
so that's
or 70s. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he did a lot of huge things like the Uranus and Neptune thing in Sailor Moon, where they were. They were lovers and stuff like that.
Oh, he did that?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know
yeah,
that.
like
okay.
he a lot of his stuff was very like progressive, and Lieutenant was very much the same way. And
that is very.
I've always kind of been a fan of his stuff. I really liked Penguin Drum as well. And I'll watch this whole way through. I'm not going to begin to believe that I understand completely what's going on right now. But a lot of his shows, you kind of got to get to the end to kind of put it.
Okay.
And it's his stuff too. It works almost a little bit better if you watch it all in one sitting. He also did Yurakumi Arashi.
Interesting.
And
okay.
I watched that week to week, and I didn't like it, and I sat down and rewatched the whole thing as a whole, and it worked. So I think this one might kind of be.
So just like take it all in.
Yes,
you
kind of almost have to take it all in.
Yeah.
But sometimes abstract things don't work good episode to episode. They need to be taken in as in the whole sitting. So
that's good. That's a good thing to keep or to know about.
Yeah. I just know reading up on that one, it also sounds like it gets very, very, very weird.
So there's a lot of butt stuff in it.
Yeah.
Like Keijo butts?
Like people being born out of butts.
Kappa mythology is
I can't
strange.
really explain it without you actually watching it.
Please continue.
You should watch the first episode.
I want to hear more about your review.
My review.
People born out of butts?
Like when the three main male characters meet I think it's a Kuba.
The Kappa?
Kappa.
Yeah.
The Kappa.
Okay.
When they get reborn as Kappas,
Okay.
when they're taken in, when they're flung out, they're flung out of butts.
Gotcha.
Is the main Kappa's
Yeah.
butt.
It's
and
all.
then there are even things where like giant signs and stuff that just say, like they translate it just says butt. Like, they want you to remember. Like,
Okay, I want to watch.
It's all rooted in Japanese mythology, so there is a source. Of
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
There's background for all this
There's a
butt
reason
stuff.
for the craziness. Okay, that's good. Awesome. Well, that should be added to everyone's list to watch. Can we have that title one more time, please, Will?
Okay, I'm probably mispronouncing it, but
Come on, you
it's
said 15 in 30 seconds.
Sarah Zanmai. Sarah Zanmai.
Sarah Zemai. When is it? Is it already premiering?
Yeah, the first
Yeah.
one came out
Yeah.
last Friday. The
Okay.
one's out tomorrow. So
Gotcha.
they Attack on Titan still hasn't come out, but it's coming out end of April. So it's gonna be it's gonna be good. For those of you who didn't like last season because there was a lot of politics and talking heads, get ready for the next 13 episodes of this insanity. It's gonna be really good. I'm excited to finally see it done. So
Was it really just about like the politics that people didn't like about it, or was it less about the action?
It got into like the police inside the walls and like who is the true king, or I don't want to spoil it. I can't say what I was gonna say, but it gets into like the idea of who the actual ruler is. And
Gotcha.
I will hint that it's somebody in their group.
Yeah.
So and it's really cool how it goes, and then it gets into some of the actual stuff about the Titans, and then so I liked it because if it would have just been about we gotta fight these Titans and blah 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 blah, I think I would have kind of lost
I'm
it.
still laughing about our anime charades. If any of you want to check out our YouTube, didn't you have Attack on Titan as well?
I think I did, yeah.
So,
Right,
and you acted out.
Stretch up real huge.
I thought you were just a scary Frankenstein. So.
I mean, I'm 6'3" and large. I get that a lot.
Oh man. And then I'm just gonna quickly throw it out there again. Second season, the Dororo is going, and that's still the best thing going right now. And you should watch it.
I'm just laughing because I feel like I've been talking to you forever about
it's
this
gonna be
show.
my favorite anime of the year.
I know, that's what I'm
Something's
thinking
going to have
too.
to happen for that to get dethroned. But yeah, it's the perfect example of taking a source material and running with it, like the original Dororo.
Yeah.
It was done by Tezuka. there's a lot of I don't want to say holes, but it's very straight to the point. This is getting 24 episodes, and they're fleshing characters out, they're fleshing stories out, so you just get a lot more feeling behind it, and yeah, it's outstanding. And I just figured out, I think a day or two ago, that the person writing the show is the same one who wrote JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and brought that to television, and that is another great example of taking older material and bringing it out for our generation.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Revamping
Please
it.
watch that. That's great.
All right. So, well, that's a lot to give you for what you should watch. Our opinions.
Yeah.
We probably can cut that part out. What else? Is there anything else?
No, we had some big announcements for releases this week. Yesterday, Discotech finally announced that Cyborg 009 is coming out on Blu-ray. For those that saw it all the way back, I think Toonami 2001.
Yeah.
It came out. They never finished the whole thing. Only got like one release over here from Sony Entertainment. It was like 8 episodes. But they're finally bringing it all the way out. For those of you who are fans, if you're listening to our podcast, you might be fans of other podcasts. Anime News Network recently had Justin Savakis on, who did the restoration for the video, and it sounds like one of the biggest nightmares ever, that he was having to take masters, or not the masters, but videos from Australia and many other places and splice and put things together. So his hard work is probably going to show through on that one. I'm really excited to finally finish that old series. So, and then Funimation had its releases this week too.
Yes.
One of the big ones there is Nichijou is going to get English dub.
Right.
So
I'm looking forward to that one.
those are always kind of, I'm interested to see it because those are always challenging, because a lot of Nichijou's jokes are Japanese. So like sometimes those kind of things, it's like, how do you go about translating that to a Western audience and stuff like that? So I think a good example too is like Pop Team Epic. They did a dub for that
It's
too.
a lot of references.
And
Japanese references.
it can be really hard to translate that into English. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that as well.
Yeah, like Osmanga Daioh, I remember watching the dub for that and them having to go through the same thing, where it's like, oh, Osaka's from Osaka, so she sounds different. Let's just make her sound Texan.
Yeah. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with Nichijou. But yeah, it's cool that they're looking at older titles and going back and giving them dubs for those of you who prefer the dub over the sub. So, is
there any other anything else, like Nindroids figures? Any other new releases?
There's so many new figures.
I have to bring that up because I've been looking through the Nindroids that we have on our website, and I always feel broke when I go. Like, I literally feel broke. I'm like, I want this one. There's like over 10 that I would like to have.
Yeah.
But then I look at my bank.
Well, what was it? I think last week or the week before we added the My Hero Academia Androids.
Yes.
Yeah. And I was just
there were 3 of them, yeah.
Yeah, there's the 3 main boys, which is your best boy. And we had people in our department that was looking at how many pre-orders they were getting each one to prove that their boy was the best boy.
That's
so
really funny.
I thought that was kind of comical to hear them arguing with one another in the mornings. So,
do you think they'll do like villains or like the teachers from that series?
I think the next set will be some of the girls. I think they'll do some of the girl Nendroids and stuff like that. I like Nendroids. A lot of the Nendroids I get are the older characters. Like I got Lena Inverse from Slayers and stuff like that. But I'm a big fan of the bigger figures, so I'll be getting the big Koto My Hero Academia figures.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome. Great. What else? I don't have a closing.
It's nice outside.
Yes, the last few times we did this podcast,
oh my God,
it was
it's been
in
an
20s
hour.
outside. Yeah.
It's been an hour.
I know.
Talk for an hour. Oh man, that's good stuff.
Well, we have the Kodansha sale going on this week as well. I like them.
Let's have Thomas ramble for like the last 5 minutes.
We have the Kodansha sale going on right now. I think. When's the podcast coming out tomorrow?
It's supposed to be done on Friday.
Cut on Friday.
But you could talk about it.
Isn't there like a theatrical release that's kind of big that Oko's in? No.
Oh, Penguin Highway.
Penguin
Saturday.
Highway.
Yep.
Oh, Penguin is this Saturday?
Yes.
Oh man.
What the?
Yep. It's playing for us here in Des Moines. We have a certain theater that usually is pretty big on releasing them. Yeah. It's actually playing at a different theater here in
It
Ankeny.
is, yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of exciting. It's a really
I
nice
saw
theater
that.
with a bowling alley and everything. So.
Oh, it's the
Being
one
Daisy
that looks
New
like
one.
a super center Walmart.
Yeah.
It has a good
That was very.
Someone said that. We went out as a team outing in marketing, and someone was like, yeah, it looks like you can't miss it. It's so big. It's like a super center, like super Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's got a bunch of screens. It's got a bar. It's got a bowling alley. They got food. They got all kinds
I'm
of
going
things there.
early to go probably play.
They
the
also
game.
have,
They have an arcade. That's right.
no, this is the best part. They also have heated seats.
Those are
You
awesome.
and my wife should be best friends because I think my wife found God when she was sitting in the seat and they did like the explanation of all the amenities they have, and they showed you press this button, your seat can warm, and I just heard an audible gasp from my wife, and I look over and she presses it, and she's just like, "Oh
I'm
my
gonna say
god!"
this for the recording. Okay, my bum is always cold. Okay,
Yeah.
I live in Iowa where it's like never warm at all.
Yeah.
The office temp is
Sub-Zero.
They keep it pretty chill here.
It feels nice when it gets to be 100 degrees outside, though.
It does.
But I'm with you. Those warm seats are awesome. Like in the winter months, like if I'm
Right.
sitting in a movie, I'm cycling that button over because the ones in the theater where I'm at, they power down after like 20 minutes or so. And so I need to make sure to just cycle the button and be like, all right, just keep my butt warm the whole movie. Don't stop. Just keep it going.
interesting. Yeah, they have a high setting and a low setting too.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, at those seats.
I'm still not sure which is which. It's just two different colors on the button.
Huh?
Yeah, it's like red mode and orange mode, and I'm not sure which is which.
Orange
God.
is the well one.
Okay.
Okay, well, yeah. So they have heated seats, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw. I think we went to go see Shazam there when they did like the special 2-week preview. Which,
Yeah.
it's a good movie. You should see that. But I won't get into movies because I'll talk forever.
Well, I mean, we need a closing.
Game of Thrones. No, just kidding.
Got it, Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
There's probably a dragon this week.
So when's Gundam Seed coming out? Don't worry, I'm
Let's ask Jocelyn. She knows.
Should we like end on a quote? No.
Do we have a quote?
I don't
I don't
think
have
we
a
have a
quote.
quote. I have the disclaimer ending, which I enjoy reading so much.
Michael's lawyer voice comes in.
Should we just do a thing like?
That's all, folks.
No. Thanks for coming on and enjoying the ramblings of us here at Right Stuf Anime.
That sounds good. You say
That sounds good.
Okay.
All right, now everybody needs to be
Well,
quiet.
well, we've been talking enough, and I think our ramblings are finally coming to an end. So I think, but we've been talking for an hour, guys.
Yeah.
Something close to that.
I think this is the most I've ever talked to anyone at work.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Because I didn't like that.
We know you in the lunchroom. You just sit in the corner and sulk the whole time.
there's been a lot to talk about. I mean,
I
we've
don't
had
sulk. I mean, my bum's
conventions. We've got the new simulcast anime. Like, yeah, there's been a lot going on. So, and we haven't had a podcast for a couple weeks.
Yeah,
We
so,
haven't?
we
so I
we
think
had to
we
do catch
had
up.
to catch up. So,
So now that we have, Michael, play us off, buddy.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Right Stuf Anime.
You got it.
All right, thank you for listening. Have a good day or night.
Or whenever you listen to this. It's
good morning,
Kinda
good
fun to
afternoon,
wait.
good evening, and good night.
Hi, Mom. Thanks for listening. All right.
All right, that's
They
it.
have Fate Grand Order hotels at SoccerCon.
What?